At RaiseCredit.com, business credit is the name of the game. Learn how to build credit that'll look like more money than you've ever dreamed of. Both Wall Street and Main Street offer untold riches to people with credit. And RaiseCredit.com can teach you how to get it.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ray. Last name is Reynolds. Please, all right, write that down. Get a tablet and a pen. This is RaysWebinar.com. Ultimate goal is to try to help everybody I can, all right, before the next time I get to die. Isn't that terrible? So the information is protected most of the ways that we can. As we do this, I always want you to write things down. If you write it down, it kind of gets here, and that's the goal. Everybody's been knocked down before. Everyone's been taken advantage of, or certain things got in your way and took it away from you. So let's see what I can do to help you today. There's a phone number in front of you. Please write it down. All right, if you don't see it, write down toll-free 800-510-3338. The ultimate goal is to give us a call today. It's Black Friday, and tomorrow I'll be doing 9 classes, helping people who want to be helped. And the ultimate goal is pretty simple. Now, when I brought in my first $100,000, all right, under Helping Hand Industries, all right, the bottom line is pretty simple. I was 9.5 years old. When I brought in that first $1 million, I was 14. First billion was at 24, second billion 26. How am I doing so far? Today, you'll probably want to listen and learn. I know you bought a book, How to Make Money and Get Rich, or somebody wrote a book about secrets. I'm sorry, the reality is what you bought is someone else's story. What about you? What about your story? See, if they're not handing you $1 million card, a $100,000 card, all right, another $100,000 card, or teaching how the rules work, how are you supposed to go get it? The reality is, all right, don't be offended by me, but the reality is the lack of knowledge is the stupidity of man and woman. We're not stupid. But the reality is you believe in people, and what happens is they let you down, they knock you down, and then they take it away. So let's see if you can understand safety credit today. Please write down safety credit. The ultimate goal is trying to help people say, okay, the credit you've taken from your family or the money to roll the dice, start a business, or whatever you did, unfortunately, it hurt the family. You brought the pain home. The other thing is when people first get credit, they think it's free money. See, the rules are simple. This is a Venture and a Venture One card from Capital One. They're each worth $50,000 a piece. So I love personal credit, but for me, I'm going to always put it as safety credit. You see, the problem with personal credit, you can't write off the card or the interest rate at all. So we can't jack it up. If we do, we bring the pain where? Home. And the bottom line is all of you probably got a mommy and a daddy. Me, I got dropped off and I just didn't have that at all. So guess what we get to do? It's called the line of defense. You see, there's always someone going to knock you down. I want you to think about something today. When you drive through your city, all right, you're going to see a grocery store or a bank closed down. That bank can be a Chase, B of A, or Wells Fargo, any other brand you want to name. The grocery store too. You see, what they got to do is they basically bankrupt a piece, and then they wrote it off on their taxes. See, they know how to play the game. The reality is you probably don't. That's why you fell down in the past. Let's see if I can help you to make sure you don't bring the pain home ever again. So I call us all Humpty Dumptys. Is that okay with you? The bottom line is this. My journey to help you is pretty simple. All right, when I was a little boy, I grabbed magazines, all right, and I tore out the pages of mommies and daddies because I wanted one too. Didn't get that. Then I pulled out the mansions, the cars, and the money. Well, I wanted that as well. So guess what? I'll show you a little journey I went on. And your journey today can begin with me. Tomorrow I'll be doing workshops all day. I'd like you to join me. I'd like to show you how you can change your life. And if you allow me to in the beginning, I'll do the work for you. Now, on this planet, you can't find anybody like me. It's okay. God only made one of me. I call it getting past go. I think most people are stuck or they need an opportunity to know how to do something some more. So me, I got lucky from the age of 3 to 9.5 years old. Mrs. Hope, she got her weekly and monthly checks. What she did, all right, besides using and abusing me too, she dropped me off at Redondo Beach Pier at 6:30 in the morning. Since I was 3 to 9.5 years old, picked me up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I think she was a she-devil from hell. The bottom line is this. I didn't like to steal and beg off the pier. I think that kind of sucked. So I put something together called Raise Rules. Can you write that down, please? Here's the problem. I have 17 million clients after the last 43 years. All reached billion, or actually million, and a couple billionaires too. Reality is, usually about 6 out of 10, all right, basically are doing great, and they do pretty good. Now 6 out of 100, here's the problem. They don't seem to listen. When I add histories and I add it to my dashboard, they see these green lights come up and they go clickety-clack. So 6 out of 10, 6 out of 100 people don't seem to like me as much because they screw up their own rules. They don't play the game. So let's teach you that today. So here's some things that I obtained. It's pretty simple. I got my Lamborghini collection. I got my Duffys. All right. I actually got my mansions. All right. Broke world records too. That was fun. From there, I basically got my race boat in my backyard. I got my helicopter. That was fun. And then I got my yacht in the backyard where you park yours. You see, I even got the Ferraris too. Now, this is not to brag. This is to show you flat out that I can do it, so can you. That's it. You see, I brought in $2 billion by the time I was 26. I used to be the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles for 32 years until I found myself in a coma in 2009 with COVID-9, not 19. Then they called it swine flu, pneumonia, H1N1 too. That kind of changed my life and my direction. So let's understand something today. Please write down Raise Rules. I want to show you how to play the game. In the beginning, I want to do the work for you if you allow me to. The bottom line is like winning the game of business. I wrote that 43 years ago. One of the things about me is people were mean to me on the 1st and the 15th because I had to move 24 times by the time I was 11 and a half years old. I think those people were mean for a reason. Maybe they're just plain out mean, or they had their rent or the mortgage was due. See, you got the ability to understand like I did. I connected the dots as a little kid. I found out a corporation's a legal person at 7.5 years old. At 9.5, I started helping hand industries. You could check it out in California, Secretary of State. It was started by a 9.5-year-old kid. It was me. I brought in $100,000 right away. Nonprofit gives you all kinds of money free up front a lot of times on grants. So if you want to play that, you can do that too. The bottom line is for me, for 90 days, I always want to basically do the work for you. One of the things I don't like is people always let you down. You don't know who to believe. You don't know if you want to believe me. The bottom line is I fight for you. I do everything I can. I actually do the work for you. But remember, I do get 6 turds out of every 100 that don't follow the rules. See, not everybody likes me. Not everybody likes you. But if you allow me to, at every seminar, workshop, and boot camp, I'll do the work, and then I'll teach you exactly what I did for you. I can guarantee you the $1 million dream. But you're going to have to follow through, too. The bottom line is we're going to talk about Raise Rules today. Never bringing the pain home. You see, what I did for myself is pretty simple. I didn't want to bring the pain home at all. You see, I got the pain, and then I got a wife and kids. I knew how not to ever bring that pain home. So the bottom line is up to you. Today is the 27th. Wow. It's the 27th. All right, what does that mean for us? What's it mean for you? Here's the problem. Okay, you got 13 days left, working days. All right, in business or life, you have to count working days, not the days you play, the days you have off, or the days you go shopping too. Here's the problem. All right, in those 13 days, are you going to do everything you need to? You see, this is $100,000 of personal credit. This is an ink card for $100,000. One of these you can write off, one of you cannot. Can you guess which one? You see, the personal cards, you can't write off the credit card or the interest rate at all. Corporate credit, you can write off the interest rate and the card. You can literally set it up to the fact that you have the money to build that American dream. Now, a franchise today, I like to put you in a pizza, all right, maybe a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, or a Wendy's. Now, I know some of you want to do real estate. I'd like to convince you to do commercial real estate instead. You see, in commercial real estate, if they don't pay, they have to get the you-know-what out. And then you can leverage it by 10. About a week and a half ago, the news announced the people that are not paying their rent or the lease payment today, 80% of them still have their job. And they're just milking and screwing the landlord. That's not fair. All right, so the bottom line today, I pray you listen and learn. You see, I got written up in Inc. magazine. It was kind of fun in 1998. So I was taking basically gold cards at $1 million a piece, or some blue cards. Those are fun, but you got to be careful with these when you don't understand credit. Because if you go past 29%, you jack them up, your score drops, you get stuck, can't get any more. So it's like today. Back then, I actually got $1 million for my cat. All right, the bottom line is I did it for Monica's cat here too in the office. So if I can build you $1 million credit for my cat, do you think I can do it for you? But you'd have to listen and learn and do what I tell you to do. Let me do the work for you. So the bottom line is up to you. How many days you got? Write down your calendar. Here's the problem. With all the people online right now, half of you, are lazy. You won't follow through. The other half really want it, but they've been burned so many times, I don't know who to trust. Maybe we're going to go get basically Rich Dad, Poor Dad crap. Maybe Susie Orman. Maybe Dave Ramsey too. The bottom line is that they're not handing you the damn money. What good is all that blah, blah, blah today? I'm sorry, we all need motivation, but without the rules and the tools, I think it's a bunch of crap. But again, that's up to you. I just tell it like I feel it. 2020 is 1 year. 2021 is 2 years. That means January 2nd, if you listen and learn, you'll be able to go after up to 9 lines of credit and a checkbook up to $150,000 apiece with no tax return. That's right. But again, you got to listen, you got to learn, you got to do what I say to do, if that's okay with you. So the bottom line is like this, okay? If you lost your job or had an emergency today, what's going to happen is you're going to run out of time, you're going to run out of money, and you're going to do the typical thing that everybody does. They jack up their credit in 42 days and get stuck, and they bring the pain home. It breaks my heart. All I ever wanted to do is help change the world. So years ago, I got to be the one who was teaching Ken Yarborough, Security Chief of Tier W in Hesperia. I want you to do yourself a favor, write down Credit Services Act. Can you do that for me, please? Later today, I'd like you to Google the Credit Services Act. It's going to tell you flat out credit repair is a scam. They're not allowed to collect money up front. It'll actually refer you to the Credit Repair Organization Act, too. You see, what are you going to do? I know you're an expert in what you do, but the reality is you kind of been guessing. All right, I know you listen to your friends and your family in the bank. Let's teach you the rules and the tools. I'd like you to spend the whole day with me tomorrow, okay? At least an hour or two, maybe 8 hours as well. It's like when I invented rapid scoring years ago with Ken Yarborough and Harold Stokes. That was fun for your mortgage companies. A couple of years ago, I created something called Rapid Refresh, because you don't understand your SSN enough. So basically what it does is pushes credit scores up to about 200 points. In other words, as we do this, I like to get you an 820. You see, they had a 500 score when they first started. Right away, within about 90 days, I got a 157. Then I got stopped at an 820. Is that okay? If you'd like an 820, let me know. I can do that for you. Now, what I'd like you to do is understand and go back to the basics. In other words, I want you to pull out your Social Security card. All right, I want you to take this seriously because I'm going to give you all kinds of good information you've never heard before. So pull out the Social Security card, ladies. It's in your purse next to your feet. Gentlemen, it's probably in your back pocket too. Ray's rules are pretty simple. You know, the Federal Trade Commission today says 97% are screwed up. I hope it's not you. Let's understand something. You pull out that card. It'll say do not laminate, do not use for ID purposes, do not carry with you, and it's not even yours. Do you understand? The bottom line is you were told to get an SSN, Social Security card, as a teenager to get a job. And that what it does is connects to the 1040 tax return. I want you to connect those dots today. You see, what happens is there's the application you filled out as a teenager. And if you look at the card, this is what it looks like on the back side. Property of Social Administration, not you. You see, you're not supposed to use it near the creditors, too. Here, the SSN, they do it. They're not supposed to. So I have a system that actually blocks all your crap if you got any, and I get to rebuild you if you allow me to. That's pretty simple. And I can push your score up. Now, I don't know if you want, but I like to repackage everyone's life. The house, the car, the bank account. See, I want you to get to millionaire, then I want to get you to billionaire if you allow me to. I've been doing this 43 years. So the bottom line is I want to clone me and get it to you. But in the beginning, I want to do the work for you. So that way it actually comes in your pocket, it comes in the mail. It's not a lot of bleed, blah, blah, blah today. Credit saved my life as a kid, as an adult. So let's think about something today. Someone always says money for a rainy day. I don't know about you, but in my life, it never rains, it always pours. In the last 30 days, we've had fires in the backyard. We got winds knocking down trees. We got winds today, knocked 2 more trees down. All right, we had the election and bumped all our marketing. And it's like the world's trying to kick my assets today, probably like some of you. The bottom line is we still got to play. At the end of the day, there's always somebody that basically needs $5,000. Is that going to be you today? See, if you need $5,000, you need it now. And I mean today. You ask your friends, your family, the bank, they all say no. That kind of sucks. See, if you had a $5,000 credit card in your hand like I do, or the one on the screen, the bottom line is this. If you had to jack it up for that emergency, that's okay. The payment's only $50 a month. I'll bet you waste that every other day. Unfortunately, it's just the truth. They say you also, if it's true, you waste $140 a week. I don't know if that's true about you, but understand, these are $50,000 cards. Personal cards, I can't write off the card or the interest rate at all, but if I jacked one of them up today because I needed to, the payment is $612.26. So that means, listen carefully, for what the average person wastes every given month, all right, we could have used one of these cards. I would have bought you 2 pizza locations. That's $24,000 of cash flow. The reason I'd pick those is I like the $24,000 of cash flow, but they also stay open through COVID-19. And all you got to do is manage the manager. But again, how do I get you to listen when I'm trying to help the world today? But again, it's going to be up to you if you want to bring the pain home. I don't want you to. Remember what I said when I first started out? Plan on the problem. Someone's always going to get in your way or take it away from you. All right, understand safety credit, the line of defense. Like every grocery store and bank you see today that are empty, they bankrupted Peace. They wrote it off on their taxes, and they didn't get away with anything. They just used the rules and the tools that are allowed to. You see, understand something today. We're all Humpty Dumptys. We got a choice to understand something flat out. Reaching the goal, reaching the dream. I reached all my goals by the time I was 26. Double billion, have everything I've ever wanted. But then my life got destroyed when who I trusted the most, one of my tax attorneys, because I ended up having swine flu pneumonia and dying in a coma. Do you like when someone steals your whole life? It kind of sucks. So let's understand, believe in yourself. Me, I've always believed in God and I believe in me. You see, it's like when I broke the world record for the highest kick on the planet in 1981, I still hold the record today. And by the way, white men do jump, just stupid people say we don't. So understand something. Don't let someone tell you can't do this or that. God gave you a gift and a dream. Go get it, please. It's up to you. Now, here's that form again. Remember, the SSN was equal to 1040 tax return. That's all it was for. But yes, now you got an Experian, you have an Equifax and a TransUnion too. Here's the problem. When you jack up a credit card past 29%, you drop your score, you get stuck, you can't get any more. If you allow me to, I'd like to give you 90 days and teach you how to get to the $1 million dream. By the way, I guarantee it too. You see, the bottom line is I'm going to take away all your excuses today. So let's think about something. The other reason you got an SSN is because we're the collateral for the United States of America Incorporated, by the way, especially ever since Nixon took the gold standard out. So on that tablet and pen, please write down and raise rules. Write down $100,000 of credit. Understand, I don't want you to use more than 29%. I know half of you are going to say, I don't need that much credit, Dre. I'm sorry, you're wrong today. Let's understand something flat out. The last time you lost your job, you got scared about your house, your car, your family, and feeding and paying the bills. So if you don't realize safety credit is a necessity, I'm sorry, I can't help you. It's better to have more than you need than not enough. You see, that's what I've always done, because I had to steal and beg off the pier and eat out of a friggin' trash can. I didn't like doing that at all. So this is basically, just in case there's a pandemic or you lost your job, would have gave you $71,000 of credit to feed your family. If you're gonna screw it up, you might as well do it real good. Unfortunately, half of you screwed it up, didn't know what you're gonna do. When you take your money and your credit from the family, you roll the dice. All you do is hurt your family, and all you do is bring the pain home. Can you write down big, don't bring the pain home again? I want to show you the better way to play the game. All right, yes, life is a game. We got to play it right. And we all have a sad story to tell. My first coma, I was 5.5 years old. I hit the curb going 40 miles an hour with my face. They said I'd never walk again. I still got up anyway. There's me in a coma in 2009. I got to die. In the coma, I made a promise. I promised God if He allowed me to live, I would help people the rest of my life some more. I was going to retire in 2009. But then I lost my life and I lost everything I had to build it again. You see, they called it swine flu, pneumonia. They called it pandemic 9, all right, COVID-9. Then they called it H1N1 too. Nobody likes to die. The reality is today, let's understand something flat out. There's my yacht, my race boat in my backyard, the largest U-dock in Huntington Harbor. That was mine. There's the address. You can check it out. What I did is I took people, my wife and I with people, we took them on our yacht to watch the fireworks on July 4th. And July 5th, I get to go in a coma. I get to lay there in the hospital, all right, and I get to lose my life. And then basically I made a promise. They call it H1N1. They quarantine all of us as well. The bottom line is this. Because I made that promise, I believe God gave me the ability to come out of that, but I still had to walk around with an oxygen tank for 5 weeks. But me, I don't got a mommy and a daddy to call, help me please. I got God and me, that's it. So what did I do? I carried that basically oxygen tank around my arm like a football. I put my credit score back to an 820. Do you understand? Since I've been in the business of credit for 43 years, and I used to work for witness protection too, I know how to seal the damn record. I know how to block all the crap. So putting my score to an 820 was pretty easy to do. Then I basically popped a $1 million card. See, for me, I don't like to stay down. I don't want you to stay down too. If I didn't have safety credit, what am I going to do? Go get a damn job too? Oh, I'm going to drive an Uber and go deliver some pizza. Excuse me, that's not my goal. That's not my dream. Don't bring the pain home today. God saved me to come help you. I pray these are turned on, and I pray you're with me tomorrow, because I can change your life if you allow me to. But the bottom line, at the end of the day, we don't get a do-over. We get to live or die. Now we got COVID-19. What about COVID-26 that's coming up too? You see, I'm going to tell you to wear a mask today, but that's just my opinion. If I knew to wear a mask or a bubble around my head back in 2009 versus laying there being dead, I would have did that too. You see, the bottom line is it takes a moment to die. It takes a lifetime to live. You got to decide which one you want. It won't kill you to wear a mask. It might kill you if you don't. Don't you get it yet? But again, it's up to you. So I want you to think about something like I do. I have a goal. I have 941 goals. And what happens with me is I love money. Yes, I do. It's not my top 5 goals. It's my top 10. You see, I got total recall and an IQ off the chart. If I close my eyes right now, I can see the trash can I used to eat out of at 3 years old, and I can smell the pier to this day. So what I got to do is make sure one thing. I don't go back to the pier. I don't have to beg. I don't have to eat out of a damn trash can too. I get to pay my bills, feed my family. I get to help people like you. I haven't had a paycheck for 20 years. All right? How many billionaires that brought billions by the time I was 26 are willing to help you besides me? But if I can't get you to listen, it's just never going to work for you. The bottom line is like today, 90% of people hate their job anyway. I'm getting older, slower. I'm not as pretty as I used to be, kind of like you. Go back to the job you hate. It's okay. Eventually, they're going to fire you anyway, and then you're going to drive an Uber and deliver some pizza. Is that truly your American dream? You see, every day I read the Bible. That's my first thing, that book I live by. Then I look at my books. I want you to understand something. When I got to be with Mrs. Hope, from the age of 3 to 10 years old, every Wednesday night they had a poker game. I stood outside my bedroom, which actually used the pantry. Okay, like I said, she was a she-devil from hell. But they had that poker game. I used to write my little notes and hear what they had to say. They thought I was weird, probably true. But that one night they said a corporation's a legal person. Why don't you write that down, please? You see, a corporation being a legal person doesn't matter how old you are if you set it up the right way. So I heard my way out of hell if I could figure it out. Then I couldn't sleep all night, so the next day I went to the library next to the Torrance Police Department. I asked the lady there, how do I look it up? She said, here's a microfiche, here's a book. I read the book. Back then I'm reading a page at a time. All my teachers thought I was weird, but that's probably true too. You know what I was looking for? What you've been looking for. Yeah, the blueprint, the instruction manual, how to go step by step and get it done. Not somebody else's history and story and a lot of blah, blah, blah. I got pissed off that day. I really did. You see, I take things internally. And so I had to realize one thing for me. I got to figure a way to get out of hell. But again, the book didn't give me the solution at all. So what I got to do is pretty simple. All right, I went back to the library every day from 7.5 to 9.5 years old. And then from there, I created my own blueprint and my own map. That's how I got Helping Hand Industries started at 9.5, and I brought in 100,000. I got my first million at 14. I got double billion at 26. So if you really ever want the real blueprint, get it from the horse's mouth, not the horse's blah, blah, blah. You see, today, that's the Millionaires Founders Kit. And before the coma, I had $841 million of real estate. I finally got proud of myself. But the reality is, guess what? The coma, the guy stole everything I got. So you got a choice today. It's kind of like when I was a consultant for banks. I wrote a book called Become the Bank, Buckets of Money and Tax Balancing. You see, what I like to do is have divisions, and I wrote the rules for that too. I like to have $10 million of credit. I don't want to jack it up, all right, but I want to have it so I can finance the business, write off the interest rate in the card, and balance the debt. See, debt, manageable debt is actually very good. And the bottom line is, I even wrote, again, winning the game of business. So basically, when March happened this year, I was going to get all my good stuff back because they froze all the assets from the crook. But again, then COVID-19 kicked me in the butt too. So the bottom line today is pretty simple. Credit hotline that I was donating my time to shut down their office, and they went home to go get their extra unemployment check. In their warehouse, we found some books and CDs. So the bottom line is like this. If you ever, before they're out of stock, want the first 1,000 rules and tools in the Millionaires Founders Kit, it's right there. Next thing is, I'm the guy that invented Homestead Blocker, a UCC one with a chattel mortgage too. So the bottom line is you're going to want to listen and learn. Buckets of Money, Financial Series, Tax Balancing too. The bottom line is I want you to think about something. If I get one card for this, I can set up more divisions and get more cards. You see, that could be multiple locations of a pizza, a bank, or a grocery store. That's how they get to do it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how they bankrupt a peace and never bring the pain home. So let's think about something today. Here's an opportunity for you. If you want to, we all know it's Black Friday. All right, that just means simple. The office normally sells it for $199. So if you call them, that's what they're going to sell it to you for. But if you did it during the webinar with me, and because the reality is the bonus today, it's $199, it covers the shipping. So for $199, you're getting the original blueprint from me, all right, 18 books and CDs. And understand something today, because it's Black Friday. This is only good while I'm on the broadcast with you. If you let it pass you by, I'm sorry. because that sales team want to get their commissions today. Now, because of COVID-19, this is how we get paid: Zelle, wire, deposit. A lot of merchants are getting hacked out there. And if we allowed a merchant to be used with you, they might hack you. We don't want that at all. We want safety. Zelle is safe, wires are deposits. So take a picture of this page today, please. This will help you to get where you want to go. Now, what you do today, if you did the $199, okay, and that's the only offers right now, you would basically email ray@rayscredit.com, attention Gina. She'll make sure it's shipped today. But again, if you don't do it, what can I do for you? The ultimate goal is to rebuild your credit. Add my histories, rapid rescore, credit lines, corporations, books, CDs, and classes. Now please write down 25 to 29%. I want you to look at every card you got today. And I want you to understand it has to be at 25 to 29%. If not, you got to realize you're going to jack it up or drop it and screw up the credit score. You won't maintain an 820 score. So let's get it to that as our goal. The next thing we want to do is pretty simple. Understand, please, I've got to make you a qualified CFO. I know online you see trade lines. I'm sorry, that's crap. I know you're going to see authorized user. That's crap too. Oh, the other one says you don't need to guarantee things to get credit for a corporation. I'm sorry, that's crap too, unless you want a Staples card. I like to get you cash in checkbooks. Is that okay with you? Rapid refresh, 820 credit score. There you go. You want an 820? I guarantee it in writing or your money back. The bottom line is my favorite card. I know some of you are scared of these because you think you got to pay it at the end of the month. Understand something. Not only can you get them converted over time like I do all the time, the other thing is that fee, you're going to earn points 3 times over than the fee. And if you allow me to do it for you, what happens is I get you your first card, all right, and I want to hold your hand, and I want you to think about how many divisions you want, across or down, and what happens is then I can get you another credit card. Now, I don't know how aggressive you want to be, but me, I create and I make millionaires and billionaires. My graduates are Cash Call, Speedy Cash, Don'tBeBroke.com, Entitled Max 2. They graduated from my class in 2008, the Billionaire Boot Camp. So let's understand something flat out. If you want the million, this is how we start out. This is what we get to do. And the bottom line is today, this is Black Friday. I've never offered of this. I will rebuild you. I will build you up. All right, and I'll get you a gold or a platinum. You pick which one you want, and it's $5.99 while I'm doing the webinar with you. If your opportunity passes by, I'm sorry. All you had to do is Zelle, wire, and deposit, and you're stuck with me. Again, you would basically email Gina. The bottom line is like this. At the end of the year, what scares me about all of you is you got to realize there's certain things you need to do. One of the things that I love best is to help you protect your assets. I don't want you to bring the pain home. Today, some of you don't have your house in a trust. Or do you know which trust to do? The next thing is, what about leveraging money? I took $1 million, I leveraged it to 10 million, I leveraged it to $1 billion. Would you like to know how I did it? Get to the ultimate end of the year boot camp with me. Real estate per division as well. The next thing is, all right, getting the corporations and divisions in order and understanding that 2 years. The bottom line is this is December 11th, 12th, and 13th. It's the last one I'm going to do. So the bottom line is bonuses for you are pretty simple. Now this gives you gold and platinum. The next thing is I add another 50,000 of credit, personal or business. You tell me what you want. The next thing is I add calls with you so you and me get to know each other personally. The next thing is I actually do a blueprint for you. I tell you exactly, you tell me what you want, the million or the billion, and I do the blueprint for you and show you all you got to do is follow the steps. By the way, it's guaranteed too. So the bottom line is you can call the office for that today at 800-510-3338. Let me see that again, 800-510-3338. So the bottom line today is like the points of doing money. My favorite thing is real estate, but it scares me today. because 80% of the people are still working that are screwing their creditor. They're actually ripping off the landlord too. Only 80% didn't get the job, and they need the real help. So be careful if you're going to do basically property, personal, maybe a fixer-upper, a duplex or apartment complex. I like to get you to commercial real estate. We get to leverage it. If they don't pay, they got to get out. Sorry to say, this is called business today. Now, if you allow me to do a franchise, I think about a Pizza, a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, and a Wendy's. Profit sharing too. Now, understand something. I was the guy that incorporated most of your rich and famous people in the past. So I came up with 84 ways to leverage money. I can turn these into 99 more cards, which is $100 million. It's too much. So I'll teach you 3 or 4 ways in the boot camps with me. The ultimate goal, we got to look at a house, we got to look at a car, we got to look at your bank account too. Let's look at this Lamborghini. My favorite car in the whole world today. You see, everywhere you see, you get rich and famous people driving a company car. They're writing it all off, but not you. Today, you are the duck because you're the registered owner, which you shouldn't be at all. You got your paycheck, and what do? They tax it, so you got the leftover. Then you pay your bills, then you drive a car you should not. And then you take the money and the credit from the family, you roll the dice, and you hurt the family. Why do you do that? I'm sorry to say, because it's called lack of knowledge. Today, I'll give you the knowledge you need. All right, so let's understand. You should be driving a car with a fleet price and tax ID. But again, I'd like you to yell the word no. You see, you're paying the payment, the gas, registration, insurance from your paycheck. I hear they call that taxable income. Why would you pay for something you could write it all off? The bottom line is you got to learn how to play. But again, that's up to you today. As we do this, let's go look at an SS4. Here's my biggest problem. Out of 100 people, I add histories. I have $10 million of histories on my dashboard. And what happens when I add histories and I do the Rappery score, it creates green lights for you. And that's what it's supposed to do. And I tell you for 90 days, don't apply for credit. But 6 out of 100 people don't listen to me at that time. They see the green lights and they screw it all up. And then I say, I got to start again. And then they get pissed off and don't like me anymore. Some of them don't like me to this day. What am I supposed to say? All right, they used my history, they screwed me. The reality is I'm trying to help them and they still got mad at me that day. But again, there's only 6 out of 100 that get that way. And if you listen and learn, let's look at number 10. What it says on an SS4, all right, it says banking and credit purposes. You understand this? You see, the SSN and the SS4 come from the IRS. They make up the rules. We have to follow their rules and tools. And that's what we got to do. Since it says banking and credit purposes, what happens when you try it on your own without an affiliate like me, you kind of fall on your face. But if you allow me to do it for you, let's draw this map. You ready? Let's make sure we do this right now. Here's a corporation, line of defense, 3 divisions. So here's what I did. I developed this in 1986. So let's understand something today, please. Debt follows SSN or SS4. So that means who's going to be the duck some more. So if we did this correctly, all right, like I designed in 1986, I set up the line of defense. If something goes wrong with a piece, I can get rid of the piece, like the grocery store and the bank do. And what it does is you keep all the other pieces and you never bring the pain home. I could swear you all want that, don't you? How many days you got left? Today's your opportunity to change your life with me. Get in my workshops tomorrow. Let's have some fun. See, what I get to do for you is I get to build you an Experian, an Equifax, and a TransUnion. Now, this credit from the corporation, listen carefully, we can write out the interest rate and the card. It can build a corporation once you get it set up with the credit with me. You can build it and never have to put any more money in at all. But again, that's up to you to listen today. You see, we got to realize that SS4 times 4. Corporation, we don't name it after you. We don't name it what it does. What we have to do is set up the line of defense. Why? In your life, is there something always going wrong? Come on, tell the truth. Of course it is. Real estate, if I have 5 pieces of property, that's 5 divisions. I got 5 franchises, that's 5 divisions. I got 5 current businesses, 5 divisions. In case one goes wrong, what I did is called separating the liability. If you allow me, I can get you up to $100,000 and up to $1 million card too. How many would you like? You see, I already told you about $100,000 of personal credit. 29% usage. You can't write off the card or the interest rate at all. Never hurt your family. Never bring the pain home. Ray's rules are pretty simple. Once you get stuck with me for 90 days, my clients have been with me almost from beginning, generation to generation too. Remember, your SSN is what? 1040 tax return. SS4 is banking and credit purposes. We got to use the right money so we don't hurt our family. There you go. It's right there on the forms. But you got a choice today. Now let's talk about the credit rebuilding program. It's pretty simple. If all you want from me is an 820 credit score, I'll rebuild your credit the right way. I'll block all the crap, do a rapid rescore, and promise you an 820 in writing, by the way, or your money back. Now, the office normally sells it for $9.98, and that's a good price. All right, but today, all right, I'm going to hand you a $5,000 card, cash card. One of the things I've always done for 43 years, whatever you pay, I like to give you up to 10 times money back to you. That's right, and I want to guarantee it as well. So what happens is, today, because it's Black Friday, first time I've ever offered, it's $3.99. That's right. It's normally usually $4.99 or $5.99 too. Today, if you want that, it's $3.99. Again, the next thing when you look at is the starter package to the Millionaire. If you want to get to the Millionaire, I'll do the credit, the 820 score, but I'm going to hand you the articles, the OS list, the tax ID. But I want you in my corporate setup class tomorrow morning. I want you to go to it for 90 days. Then I want you in level 1 setting up divisions so I can show you step by step how to do that too. I want you to understand something flat out. You got to get it here. The office normally sells it for $19.99. That's a good price. But today, this comes with $10,000 of credit. $10,000, more than 10 times investment back to you. In the reality today, it's $7.99. If you don't do it right away, sorry, you kind of blew it. I want you with me tomorrow. You see, what happens is when you go to and watch your favorite movie, you say the lines before they do. You've heard it so many times. And what happens if you're in one of my workshops, you get to type questions or fax them the day before, and I answer them all for you too. The ultimate goal is this. If you really want the $7.99, that's a starter package to $1 million. The next is the Millionaires in the Making Workshop. All this does now is it increases the credit. The office normally sells it for about almost $4,000 because it comes with $25,000 of credit. Giving you 10 times more back to you, it's normally $24.99. But we're talking about Black Friday today. If it was done today during my webinar with me, it's $1,999. And you're getting $25,000 of credit, and you're working with me for 90 days. And I'm doing the work for you, by the way. Now, the average person spends $3,000 plus for a corporation, and they say that 96% don't do anything at all because I don't know what's next. I want to be your next. Because a merchant's being hacked, I don't want you hacked. Don't be careful using your credit cards right now, please. All right? We take Zelle, wire, deposit. During COVID-19, we got to protect you. We got to protect me. So there's the Chase Bank. There's the Zelle too. If you Zelle, wire, deposit today, that's what you get from me. The ultimate goal from there is pretty simple. Now, when you get in referrals and you bring them to us too, I always add another $1,000 of credit for your package. So what happens today? The ultimate with me, you call the office today, 800-510-3338. The old thing you need to understand, you've all wasted thousands of dollars before. Sorry to say, it's just true. But what if you invest a little money today in you and me, and I do the work for you, and I hold your hand and I guarantee it in writing too. Now understand, I'm probably the most verified person on the planet. I was the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles for 32 years. I don't have any BS, but I will rebuild you to $1 million. If you allow me, I'll probably get you to $1 billion too. If you're watching me on Google, Facebook, or YouTube today, it's kind of fun, but the problem is you're missing the PowerPoint in front of me. You might want to go to rayswebinar.com and get the full overview and never bring the pain home again. Now, here's what I heard, and this is what I learned when I was 7.5, so I want you to pay attention. This is chapter 18 about corporations. It's not legal advice, but what they said at that poker game is true. A corporation is a legal person. You see, understand something, it has more rights than you and me. It really does. So we got the ability and understand the United States of America Incorporated. They set up their line of defense, but you have not yet, because all states are corporations, by the way. And then the states set up their line of defense too. You see, every city is a corporation today. So you've even watched a couple of those cities file bankruptcy in the past, haven't you? See, they planned in case there was a problem. They even invented a Chapter 9 bankruptcy for the cities. So understand something. This is your constitutional right. The problem is people are scared about corporations and they don't really know how to play the game. That's where I come in. I've devoted my life to do this. So the bottom line is up to you, because you are we the people, by the way. And if you allow me, I'll build you up and I'll get you to $1 million at least. See, Nixon took the gold standard out, gave him the key to the printing press. Bottom line is, you and me, we got our SSN as teenagers because they said to get an SSN to get a job, they'd equal the 1040 tax return. They never connected that dots for you. You probably just learned it right now. Now let's understand something. This is Mama, as an example. She delivered a baby this morning at the hospital. The first thing they did within 3 hours is they handed Mama an SSN form for the baby. You see, it is federally mandated that every hospital orders the SSN for that baby before they can release the baby and Mama from the hospital at all. Mama can't go with the stroller or in the car seat until she signs the SSN form. They got to know how much money to print, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you play the game. So remember what safety credit is. Your personal credit. We don't jack it up anymore. Corporation, SS4, what are we going to get? We're going to get a corporation, a tax ID. We're going to set up the line of defense. We're going to build millions of dollars of credit, not screw it up, but use it to finance that American dream and write off the card and the interest rate too. You have the ability to do this, and nothing in your way besides you. Now, so stop bringing the pain home. Mr. Trump bankrupted 4 corporations in the past, never brought the pain home, but you did. Rich and famous people do it every day. Cities do it too. Isn't it your turn to learn how to play the game, to make sure you can win and never hurt your family again? But again, that's up to you. We call it raise rules. You see, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, every Saturday, I do up to 9 classes all day. I start at 7 a.m. I'm usually at 4 here at 4 o'clock in the morning. The analyzation you get from me personally, I'm going to ask you probably to do 1 or 2 things at the most. That's all you got to do. I'll do the rest for you. I'll even guarantee it. So the bottom line is, when I broadcast twice a day, Monday through Friday and all day Saturday, I don't like pre-recorded crap, so all I need to say, I like to do live. You see, this is Walt Disney. Walt Disney filed bankruptcy 7 times in the past, kind of like a couple of you. Did you know what they did recently with $1 billion in the bank? You see, they know how to play the game. All they had to do is listen carefully, is write an IOU to themselves, and they paid no tax on $1 billion. So understand, if Mickey can do this, so can you. You see, remember, your personal credit is safety. Over here, I'm going to guarantee you this for you. If you listen, let me do it for you. In the beginning, when we start a brand new corporation, after I rebuild you, we're going to get 8 credit cards per division. Okay? And we get to write off the card of the interest rate too. We're going to get 9 lines of credit up to 150. From there, then we'll decide to get the vendor credit, the marketing credit, and the lease credit, and the gas cards too. You got to realize, I got to make you a qualified CFO. That's just the truth. I'm going to rebuild every one of you and add my history for you too. The gold card, I love it. All right, paid over time. Pretty simple. Points end up being 3 times more than that fee. We get 1. We can push it up and get 10 to 9 more too. $1 million of credit, but that's an aggressive person. I don't know if that's you today. If you want to play today, I'll get you and build you up for a gold or a platinum in your package with me. The Black Friday package is $599. It's normally $1,000. So the goal is you Zelle, wire, deposit. The ultimate goal is you email Gina and let her know what you did. The ultimate thing from there is like the refresh, getting you up to an 820 credit score. I can do that for everyone if they listen and let me do the work for them. The credit rebuilding program, not a problem today. Instead of $9.98, you get a $5,000 card back to you. And we're going to do it for Black Friday at $3.99 today during the webinar with me. The ultimate thing, if you want to start $1 million package. Now that's the 820, but that's in articles, oscillus, tax ID, and the workshops for 90 days with me while I'm doing all the work for you. What happens is, instead of $19.99, today it's a $10,000 credit card back to you, more than 10 times your investment, and the price for Black Friday is $7.99. But this is a now price. It's not tomorrow, it's today. The bottom line is I can't help you unless you step up to the plate. The Millionaires in the Making, that's my favorite one, because I always like getting you $25,000 of credit. So that's 10 times more than the investment today. They're normally going to charge you $24.99. Today it's $1,999. That's the Black Friday price to you today. Now remember, we use Zelle wire deposit because of COVID-19. As you've heard on the news, all those merchants are being hacked. In the stores too. So what that means, when you use that credit card today, if we took one, you could get hacked, so could we. So to play it safe today, we're using Zelle wire deposit. That way we're always safe, and we can track it step by step for you. The ultimate goal is like when I studied Mr. Buffett's father. Then I studied him. He's got 100 plus companies, his favorite 10. My question to you is, why are you not playing the game? Because he's playing to win. You can do the same thing too. Now, I'm an affiliate to 115 creditors. I can use up to $10 million of history and make you an authorized user. What does that mean? What I get to do is order cards off my cards. But I get to order cards and ask for separate billing for you, so now they belong to you or the corporation. Authorized user. Don't use that basically from your personal credit. Trade lines, that's a joke too. All right, well, remember, I'm going to say it again. I got to make you a qualified CFO. The ultimate goal is this. My name is Ray Reynolds. I've done this for 43 years. I'm the guy that invented daisy chaining credit years ago. All right, 113 ways. I can get 99 cards off every card. And we got to talk about corporate credit for one reason. That's the only thing the IRS lets us write off. You got to play by their rules. So corporate credit, the only thing we get to write off at all, the interest rate and the card too. So we got to play with the corporate credit. Ray's rules, there's 20,000 of these. The bottom line is up to you. If you want to get to the ultimate, which I want everyone to do, there's only 25 people that get to go this at all, and there's only a couple spaces left. It's up to you. As you do this, now here's some bars. Going to prison. All right, sorry, I have to do a little disclaimer. If you got the intent to rip anybody off or defraud them, because what I get to teach you to create up to $1 million to $1 billion of credit, I'd have to testify to get you in a court of law. So the bottom line is now here's 3 divisions, here's a corporation, and a line of defense. Remember something, please. A corporation should get credit, but it should never do business and become a duck. You got to build a corporate umbrella. It's going to be a management company managing those divisions. And if something goes wrong with a piece, we're going to call it a Donald Trump, a Wells Fargo, a Citi, a rich and famous people too. We're going to do exactly what they got to do. We're going to disconnect the piece, isolate it, incorporate it. Can't save the piece. We're going to bankrupt the piece, keep all the other pieces, and never bring the pain home. Don't you understand? It is a game, but you get to win as long as you play with me. And I'll guarantee it for you too. Ultimate goal is like your house you got today. Sorry to say, you probably did it wrong anyway. You see, Ray's rules would have said escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow please put it in a trust. Now you today, if it's not in a trust, if somebody sues you, they take it away. If you die, it gets stuck in your probate and your family got diddly squat. Let's go back to fix up that property today. Now the thing is, when you fix up a property, you're probably going to hire a contractor. The contractor is going to hire this subcontractor that's down outside Home Depot. And what happens is, remember I said house, car, bank account? And how did you get knocked down the last time? Lack of knowledge, huh? So if they cut every corner they can, slip and fall, and sue you, All right, if you did it my way, what's going to happen is you're going to quickly deed every piece of property to a division, an assignment of equity, and at the end of the day, they can't sue you at all. They would get diddly squat. You got to have to think about repackaging your assets. You see, you got a choice today. It's Ray's rules. Remember something flat out. Okay? All right, the irrevocable trust. I would Google that one today, please. The bottom line is that's one I would pick if I was you. But at the end of the day, it's still up to you. So let's understand something today. We still got to fix up that property too. What I want you to do is remember something. The IRS, they're the instruction manual. They're basically the rules and the tools for every one of us. If you're trying to play peekaboo and make a mess with the IRS, sorry to say, go back to irs.gov. All right, get in the forgiveness program or download a form called 656 of 430A and B. Understand something and get your COVID-19 check. Get your butt back in the system today. The ultimate goal is you. You see, when I fix up a property, I don't want to spend any of my money. What I want to do flat out is pretty simple. Okay? I want to basically have my divisions, which allow me, or up to 70% from the manufacturer. From there, what happens is pretty simple. I don't want you to pay a bill for 30 to 60 to 90 days. Is it okay with you? See, I want to use their money, and when escrow closes, it'll pay off of the debt, and hopefully we'll have up to $200,000 left over. Don't act like you're rich, because you're not. Now, have you ever had $10,000 to $100,000 in the past, and you pissed it away, and some of you are broke today? What you should have used is Ray's rules, leveraging money, and borrow money is not taxable. Please write those things down too. You see, before the coma, my office was in Irvine Spectrum. It was 22,000 square feet, 2 stories too. I had other buildings. We were doing $1 million plus a day, helping people just like you. You see, the bank would call me up at 9 o'clock in the morning or be at the office going, Ray, what can I do for you today? Banks always kiss your assets when you got money. And if you don't have a pot to piss in, they don't know your name. You're going to learn how to do leveraging of credit with me. Listen carefully today. Any new client today, I have a class tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's called Leveraging of Money and Credit. Today, it's an extra bonus for you. I want you all to learn how to leverage money the right way. The banks borrow from the feds times 10, loan back 5. From there, let's understand, that could have been up to $3 million. $3 million of borrowed money, which is not taxable. I'd take $2 million of that and go get a McDonald's today. You want a Big Mac, a fry, and a chocolate shake too? See, here's the thing. You've got to beat your doubt. Every one of you can be a millionaire or billionaire corporation starting today. You're going to have to run your own race. But if you allow me for the 90 days, I'd like to adopt you for the next till I die. In other words, I'll help you as long as you want me to. The ultimate goal, I won't show anything that was not mine, because that makes no sense. From the mansions to helicopters to yachts, I got to get you past go and get you unstuck. See, this one here is my favorite one at the time. That's where I parked my race boat and my yacht in my backyard. Largest U-Dock in Huntington Harbor, by the way. It's just to say flat out, you can do this too. I don't know where you park your yacht or race boat. How about the helicopter, the Lamborghini, the building too? See, I'd like you to write down right now, I want you to change your driver's license. Yes, I want you to change the address to a mailing address or a P.O. box, whatever that state allows you to do. See, the last time you wrote a check, you pulled out your driver's license over here, you're telling them to go rob your house. I'm sorry. You know, I live in Yorba Linda. You know, when those people called and said to the police, all right, we haven't heard from Dad for a couple of days. The officer went there and found out Dad had passed away, God rest his soul. Then after the man was removed, the officer was so sweet, he went back to the house and robbed it 4 times that day. Everybody got to be proud of him too. See, not every cop is a bad one, but the reality is there are a couple or two. All I know is, all right, you got to protect your ass. It's no matter what you say or do. Do you know that the average person is their friends and family that rip them off last? So we got the Schaefer bill, the Driver's Privacy Protection Act too. It's all up to you. Now I'm going to ask you flat out, because remember I said house, car, bank account. When you bought your car last, You let someone sweat you for hours on end, you probably lost $5,000 up to 9 inquiries too. When they handed you that paper and said, we need your permission to run the credit, next to your signature, you should have wrote down this allows 1 inquiry. You should have took a picture, by the way. Unfortunately, you didn't. Now, I don't understand why you're not driving a company car registered to a division, so you're not the duck. Today, you're driving a car that's registered to you. And that scares me. Tomorrow at setup in level 1, I teach people how to not do that anymore. So let's say hypothetically today, you went to the grocery store or the bank, you bumped someone's car, a little bumpity bump. They're going to act like they got whiplash because they want a free ride. So what happens next? They ask for your driver's license, your insurance, and registration too. That driver's license, I would protect your privacy, but that's up to you. The insurance, I'm praying you're going to let the corporation pay for it versus you. Right now, the registered owner is you. That makes you the duck. Sorry. They're going to call one of these nasty attorneys on TV, and they're going to sue you, and they're going to take everything you got. But if you were using Ray's rules, stuck with me, I would have taught you step by step how the registered owner would be a division and not you. And at the end of the day, they would have got diddly squat. I don't want you to ever bring the pain home and hurt your family again. So you got a choice. There's a corporation. All right, there's the divisions too. That's how I designed it in 1986. Set up the line of defense. Never bring the pain where? Home. The ultimate goes like divisions. When I do a division, we charge $500. That's right. Tax ID, division paperwork, paid, all filled out for you. You sign it, send it away. But I offer, and I always put the history on the dashboard that match whatever credit you got coming to you. Today, when I do 3, it's usually $1,500. Today, because it's Black Friday, what are we going to do? Listen carefully. I've never offered this. After this morning, never going to do it again. All right? It's $599 right now for 3 divisions, 3 tax IDs, and history added for you. The ultimate goal, because of the merchants being hacked, we play it safe for you and for us. Zelle wire deposit. There you go. You're stuck with me. Now, what did I do on July 3rd, 2009? I took my corporate yacht from my address right there, the largest U-Dock in Huntington Harbor, and I said, fill it up. It was $1,600. I put it on a corporate card. I wrote out the interest rate and the card and the yacht. Why not? The next day, I'm in a coma. Didn't matter if you got millions and billions of dollars, you still can die. Reality is, God gave me a second chance. I still had to walk around with an oxygen tank, put my score back to an 820, but I knew how to seal it, block all the crap, and I did it in 5 weeks. Then I popped a $1 million credit card. I don't want you to stay down ever again. I want you to play with me. I want to rapid refresh it to an 820. I want to make sure you understand God's using me to help you today. I'm keeping my promise. So I named my son and my daughter after me. I'm praying for 50 more years. I want the Reynolds University to be my legacy. The ultimate thing is there's only 13 days, people. So understand something today, please. All right, there's 13 working days left. That's all we get. Don't blow it. Here's an opportunity for you and I to get to know each other. And I get to do the work for you. Now, I want you to look at a Lamborghini and a building obtained under tax ID. Reaching the dream. Think and be the impossible. I've done it all my life. Ray's rules. Pretty simple. There's 20,000 of these. I want you to master them here. Like I said in the beginning, please give me 90 days. In the 90 days, I want to do the work for you. Out of 100 people, only 6 don't listen. In other words, when I add histories and all the dashboards, I see green lights and they go poppity pop when they're not supposed to. I always offer to rebuild them, but they don't want to listen to me. So 6 out of 100, it's not too bad. Not everybody likes me, sorry to say, but not everybody likes you. At the end of the day, I want to give you the $1 million dream. All right? So every seminar, workshop, and boot camp, you're stuck with me. I don't pass the buck. So the thing is simple at the end of the day. You get a written guarantee or your money back. And I promise you, I won't let you down. So motivation, I like it. I listen to it every day. But for me, if it's not giving me the cash or the credit cards, everything else, all right, what am I supposed to do? The bottom line is you have a story too. The end of the day, if you allow me, I'll get you up to 820, up to $100,000 of credit. Corporation and divisions too. The most thing is to build you up to $1 million if you allow me to. I want you to stop being stuck. So at the end of the day, what's next? It's me. You and me are going to make sure this works. I'll do the work. I'll show you what I'm doing for you at the same time at the workshops for 90 days. I'd like to help you the rest of your life if you allow me to. But again, that's up to you too. Like I said in the beginning, repackage your house, your car, your bank account. There's a lot more. I want you at my workshops tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Got them all through the day. You got the ability to change your life if you want to. Today is the only time I've ever offered are at the 18 books and 18 CDs. Pretty simple. They want $9.99 at the office. That's a good price. They get to make their commission. But because today is Black Friday, $199, it covers the shipping cost, and you get the 18 books and CDs of me. You get to listen 24/7 and be at the workshops tomorrow with me and the other programs too. Remember, COVID-19 has changed us all. We don't want your being hacked because of merchants and stores. So to play it safe, we Zelle, we wire, we deposit. That way we can track it and nobody can hack you or me. At the end of the day, credit rebuilding, today, first time I've ever offered for $399 and a $5,000 credit card to you. But again, it's because it's Black Friday. Their starter package would be the Millionaire. It gives you the goodies for the 820, but articles, oscillage, tax ID, set up in level 1 starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. You got the ability to play with me. Instead of $1,199 today, the ultimate goal is a $10,000 card. And what happens is you're going to get it for $799. Never been offered before. Why? It's Black Friday. We got to give you a bigger discount today. The Millionaires in the Making Workshop, $25,000 of credit. Instead of $24.99, guess what? It's $1,999 today. You get everything else. You stuck with me for 90 days, and you're getting $25,000 of cash credit to you. It's Black Friday. Now remember, Zelle, wire, deposit. We got to keep your cards and everything you do in your life safe, and your bank account too. So do we, because of all those hackers today. So how did the 14th Amendment make the corporations into people? Well, it did. Now, I love the United States of America. I really do. The difference with me, I master rules and tools, and I make sure I read it 1,000 times again and again. And understand the United States of America today, they maintain their 50 states, all right? Their corporations too. The states maintain their cities. That's their line of defense. Exactly what I'm talking about. Those states and those cities, they actually created a bankruptcy called Chapter 9 for the cities. It's your turn to basically set up your line of defense. If you allow me to, I'll do it for you. Never have joint credit. You buy a house, escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow court, and a trust. Corporation, we don't name it after you. We don't name it what it does. We get up to $1 million of credit. We got to set up our line of defense. Real estate, franchise, current business. If you see that grocery store today and that bank, remember me. Because those are basically pieces. They bankrupted a piece and wrote it off on their taxes. So you get the ability to learn raise rules too. The ability to understand, all right, plan the problem, safety credit, line of defense. You got a little bit of an overview today. I'd like you to play with me all day tomorrow. Never bring the pain home ever again. We're all Humpty Dumptys. We all get knocked down. So today, even the ultimate, at the end of the year, you might want to check out Call Sales and see what they have to say about that too, because they got to set some price today for Black Friday. So the thing that scares me is 13 working days are left. See, I got to get names today. I got to get all the paperwork prepared for you, get it to you. You got to sign it and mail it away. And if we don't give the state and the cities time to file it, we kind of blew it, did we not? This gives you up to the 9 lines of credit, which is basically $5.4 million of credit to a checkbook. You get to write off the interest rate in the card and the checkbook too. The American dream. A lot of people talk about it, But me, I want to hold your hand so you go get it. Well, I do the work for you anyway. Receiving money every month, pay all your bills, drive the company car, go on a business trip, help other people, free up your time. You got to set up the line of defense. You got to master Ray's rules. There's 20,000 of these. That's why I want you to go for 90 days. The ultimate thing, I got to do a rapid refresh to block some of your crap. I got to get you up to the 820. I got to do that for all of you. Credit rebuilding today because of Black Friday. It's $399. $5,000 card back to you. 10 times plus your investment. Starter package to Millionaire. It's pretty simple. Now you get workshops and the corporation's articles too. $10,000 of credit. All right, from you. And it's $799. From there, the next one, because of Black Friday, is normally $4,000. The Millionaires in the Making workshop, $25,000 of credit. Every one of you should be starting with me tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. All right, so this is $1,999 today. The ultimate goal for you because it's Black Friday. Now remember again, all right, because of banks and merchants being hacked so much this year, we play it safe so they don't hack you, they don't hack us. Zelle wire deposits. The only way to play it safe today, ladies and gentlemen. So take a picture of that page today. Stay safe, stay strong. If you're wondering what's next to come, let you and me build that relationship. Let us always remember God. He's given the life as a gift from our Father in heaven. God has given us the opportunity to believe and receive. Let us make the best of the day and give thanks in every way. Thank you, Jesus, for one more day. Amen to that. So we got 13 days. I need you to step up to the plate today. All right? Today's Friday. This is Black Friday. At the end of the day, if you're not stepping up, how are you going to play with me tomorrow? So every one of you right now need to call that phone number. Pick up the phone, write down the number. It's 800. It's a toll-free number. It is 510-3338. 510-3338. And that's 800-510-3338. At the end of the day, I want you in my workshops tomorrow. I'm going to guarantee to change your life. And at the end of the day, always remember, God loves us all.